I knew it would be difficult, but I never dreamed it would be impossible," Elizabeth Miles Bates said, staring at the letter she'd been reading. Her mother-in-law looked up from her knitting. "Are you talking about passing the amendment, dear?" "Yes, I am. I'll never understand those people who are so dead set against allowing women to vote." "What does Miss Paul's letter say? And I'm sure she doesn't say it's impossible." Alice Paul was the leader of the National Woman's Party, the more radical of the two organizations that had been working for woman suffrage. Their demonstrations outside the White House had gotten many of their volunteers jailed. Elizabeth and her mother-in-law were among them. "You're right. She doesn't say it's impossible," Elizabeth admitted, "but it is going to be nearly impossible. I thought that since 35 states have already approved the amendment, we could easily get the one more state that we need to make it the law of the land. But Miss Paul makes it clear that there is only one state left that might actually approve the amendment, and that state is Tennessee." Mother Bates frowned. They both knew that almost every other Southern state had already rejected the amendment, and Tennessee was likely to join them. "Why is she so sure it comes down to Tennessee?" "Since 8 states have already rejected it, that leaves just 5 states that could approve it. We know North Carolina and Florida will never approve it, and the governors of Vermont and Connecticut have refused to call a special session of their legislatures even to vote on it. That means Tennessee is the only possible state left." "If only we hadn't lost in Delaware," Mother Bates said sadly. "That was such a disappointment. We were so sure." "Then we must be sure we will win in Tennessee. Is that what Miss Paul advises?" Elizabeth looked down at the letter she still held. "Not exactly, but she is calling on all her volunteers to help in whatever way they can." Mother Bates stopped her knitting needles and stared at Elizabeth. "Did she ask you to go to Tennessee?"